Hey, it's Mike with the Event Leadership Institute, and welcome to another Tech Thursdays. We're back here again with Kevin from Clark's AV. Thanks for having us again.
Thanks for coming again.
So today's tech term is resolution. Not New Year's resolution, but screen resolution. So Kevin, what is that?
Resolution of an image is going to be the amount of information that's contained inside the display, the image. Yeah.
And so we may have heard of that, like 1080 or HD or 4K. That's what resolution is?
It is, right.
And so what is the difference between all these different resolutions? Because I'm thinking as an event producer, you look at an AV quote, and maybe the AV company is saying, hey, let's go 6K, let's get the best stuff. Is there any point in doing that?
It really comes down to the content. You can choose any type of display that you want, but the content, so in a typical scenario would be the PowerPoint presentation, is going to have to match that resolution.
So if an AV producer was comparing the quotes and they wanted the best, I guess one of the things would be to communicate to whoever's preparing their graphics or their session presentations that the resolution is at the correct resolution.
Right. Yeah. So your content creator should be asking, what is the aspect ratio we want this in? What is the display? Where are you displaying it on?
And I was at an event recently too where they had beautiful displays, and they were obviously 4K, 6K, I'm not sure what it was, but it was very high resolution, and they were putting up other images on screen that looked like they were downloaded from the web. And that's an example of not having the content match the resolution of the display, which then becomes visually noticeable to the audience. So resolution at the end of the day, how do we know what to pick? Do we need to pick?
In terms of resolution? Yeah, it's gonna come down to the content. Is your presentation being driven, is the point the content? Are we focusing all about the content? Let's say if you have a filmmaker who's doing a premiere and the filmmaker, he or she has put it into a 4K. They shot with 4K. So the filmmaker is gonna want to display their image the way that it was intended when he made it, right?
Now, one of the other things that event producers do is they film events, and in that case, we also have a choice of choosing the resolution.
Yep.
So why would you want to choose 4K versus 1080 for event video creation, for example?
Really, the difference between full HD in a typical conference or meeting scenario, it really comes down to what the eye can see. Anything beyond full HD 1080 is really, it's too much, unless the content demands that.
So I guess it depends where you're going to be using that video after the event.
Right.
So if everybody's going to be watching it on social media on their phones, it may not be necessary to shoot it in 10K.
That's
because nobody's got that resolution on their phones. But if you're going to be projecting it on a large screen afterwards, or you need to crop the image, then maybe we'll want to go a little higher resolution. Is that fair?
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Well, there you go, folks. That is resolution. Thanks so much, Kevin. Really appreciate that. For more videos like that, check out eventleadershipinstitute.com, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all that wonderful stuff. Until next time.